Yeah, there's a lot to dive into Greek life. I don't know where to start with Greek life, but Greek life for me um, was life changing. You know, there's few things in my life where I can say, okay, there's before and after this. Right? There's before high school and then there's after high school for various reasons. There's before college and after college for even more various reasons. But a little more specific, there's life before TEP, and then there's life after TEP. And who I became after TEP is just a completely different person from what I was prior to TEP, which is really the reason why I joined a fraternity. Because, you know, me in high school, I had no idea what a fraternity was. Me in college, I had no idea what a fraternity was. I went a whole year, freshman year, with without even interacting or knowing anything about Greek life. And then it was like first semester, sophomore year, my buddy brought me around Pike. And I was like, oh, Greek life. Like, this is an actual thing. And then I learned what dues were. Yeah. So that was a fun conversation. Yeah,
but you learn about that after you join.
They tell you before it's too late because we all broke college because I think it was it 250 or 450 a semester?
It was 450 for us. I think 250 went to national.
250, okay.
Is what it was.
So it was split. Half went to nationals because it's a business. You know, I was talking to Coney not so long ago. Shout out to Coney, and he's just like, because Queens College got booted from campus because they just weren't.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly, they just weren't paying anything. And Coney's like, at the end of the day, a TEP's a business. And I was like, fuck. That's true. At the end of the day, you really do pay to have friends. I mean, that is a very mean way of saying it, but it's true. You do pay to have friends.
Kind of. I mean, so you have to also understand, from a national standpoint, we have staff on hand, so we pay 3 people to continue growing the fraternity. And yeah, you can say you're paying for friends, but you're also paying. I mean, you said it yourself, you after TEP compared to you during TEP compared to you before TEP are different. But the person you are after TEP, would that still be the same person you are if you weren't in TEP? Did you follow me? TEP still created the person that you are.
Yeah. Well,
for better or worse, but
at my core, I'm still the same. I'm just the same overextending goofball weirdo who says strange things. That's never gonna change regardless. But TEP helped me form my identity. It helped me find and refine who I truly was and made me comfortable being who I was. And the group of guys we had, I say we pay for friends, but it's worth every penny if it's true. Because, some of them are still my best friends. Jared and I founded a fucking company based off it. So there's just crazy things that the fraternity does. But at the core, would I still be the same person? Well, probably would have gotten this somewhere else, but TEP definitely helped along the way.
Yeah, I mean, being in a fraternity overall is definitely a life-changing experience when you're in college and then when you come out of college, even just with the alumni connections and just the people you meet. As you said, it's crazy, but people are starting to miss that. We can see from a national standpoint coming out of COVID, people really want to go back into the fraternity life just because during COVID, they didn't get to see people. I mean, during COVID, I knew people that joined fraternities and they didn't even meet the brothers. That's weird. I don't know if I would have joined a fraternity without meeting them.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, it's like you and I right now, if we never met and we're just talking like this, that's how they joined the fraternity. I mean, it's very strange, but they did it.
You can form connections with people over Zoom. I am going to go back to my podcast last week with Desmond. I am talking this up very highly. It is one of my top 5 favorites of all time. And I don't say that lightly because I've done almost 500 of these. Actually, no, I've done more than 500 podcasts in my lifetime. So that is one of my top 5. But I never met the guy. He reached out to me. No idea who he was. He's like, I got a book and I got this I can talk about. I was like, great, let's do it. And you can form that connection over Zoom, but it is way different in person, obviously.
Yeah.
Some of those guys like Waldo, one of my best friends in the entire world, man, I still respect and look up to this day. And even in multiple aspects of life. In college, I looked up to him for this. And then after college, I looked up to him because he's also a business owner. So I'm still kind of following in his footsteps as I was back in college. It's kind of funny how that works out.
Yeah. I mean, just seeing from the alumni club, I've met so many guys from the 80s onwards. And some of these guys have some great careers that they have done, finished, completed on a second career. I mean, from the national standpoint, on the board, we have people that were in Congress for years.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy the people that you meet and you're like, oh, you were a TEP, and they're like, yeah, I didn't promote myself as being a TEP, but it helped me a lot continue on with their career. So it's really cool, the people that you meet and the people that you grow up with. As you said, Waldo is doing some great stuff. So,
He's doing
and then
some
you have
great stuff.
Nash, you have you, Axel. I mean, it's kind of crazy things that I'm seeing us do when we were all there.
Well, there are
But
plenty of famous tops on fives out there, like Adam Sandler being one of the most famous, which is hilarious.
he's
Also-
not a tep.
He's not a tep?
There's no record of him being
Oh,
a tep.
please. Oh, please. Oh, such a
It
Debbie
is-
Downer. Such a Debbie Downer Thursday.
Yeah,
Come on. You know
I
what?
know. Hey,
Let me
we
have
got-
this. He's a tep. In my mind, he's a tep. In my heart, he's a tep. In
We-
.com's heart, he's a tep too.
We got Larry David. We
We
got,
do have like, we got Springer. We got Springer too.
Springer used to bring down Teps in like tour buses to his show
Yeah,
and
Kelly and,
just pay
Connecticut.
for them for free.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, and it would have been a great time. He sang Cowboys all the time to people. It was, yeah, he was a good one. Who else do we have? I forget the other guys that we have that were
Springer's a
famous
good one.
alum.
Springer's a big one.
Yeah.
I'm still saying Adam Sandler, and I forget the other guy you said already, but he's a big one too.
Matt Franco is another one.